Welcome one and all to our next episode of Roomination. Today we are gonna talk about something that every household should probably have. Like most likely, if you don't have it, then you should probably think about buying at least one bar of it. For example. Now, I'm gonna go straight to what item we are gonna talk about because I'm not gonna circle around it so you won't get confused as much. And now we are gonna talk about we are gonna talk about soap. Okay, that is it. It's soap, just soap. And if we want to be more specific, we are gonna talk about hand soap. Okay, that's the topic for today. Hand soap. Now, where did hand soap come from? On the first day, God created soap and earth also. So you know, when you were alive, there was also soap. So now, as we have that behind us, finally, let's talk about like what's the difference between soap and detergent. For example, hand soap and detergent are most of the time like confused with each other, and not many people know the difference. So detergent might be a synthetic cleaning agent, whilst soap is made from natural fat and oils. Okay, so there's that tiny difference between those two. So good for you that you now know what the difference is. There are few interesting things, for example, about soap bubbles. But let's be real now. The first ancient origins that we can trace soap to is like the ancient Babylon and also ancient Egypt. So, like when they were able to use hand soap or just soap, you should probably consider using it even today. I'm not gonna point fingers or call names, but you should, okay? Now, there's one interesting fact about soap bubbles, for example, that the largest soap bubble ever blown is over 105 feet in length. And this feat of strength was achieved by a bubble artist in the UK. Now he wants to remain unknown, but that's it, okay? There's no but. There's also that option that you can use your soap differently than just washing your hands, okay? You can also create soap sculptures. Now, I imagined this at first that you would use soap bubbles for this for some unknown reason, even to me. Because why would you use soap bubbles when you have that soap that you can sculpt, okay? Like, why would I even think about this? But never mind, you can use like that solid soap to create soap bars that you can create some sculptures out of them. Okay, so with that out of the way, we can go to our next point. As we all know, soap can be a little bit slippery, and we know this mainly from old cartoons. And that's the end of this point. So congratulations to you old folks who know that. Now, soap doesn't need to be like a bar that you use to wash your hands with, but soap can also be a soap opera, okay? Now, this might be a shocking fact, but yes, it is used as a radio drama or in TVs, but never mind that is out of our like scope of interest for now. Now, also there's in soap there might be traces or just a big load of glycerin that helps moisturize the skin, and it is probably included in more cosmetics and pharmaceuticals than only soap. Okay, now there's one little funny fact about soap bubbles, that even if you will go to space, you need to know soap bubbles were first. Okay, so you're not gonna be the first or second or third, because soap bubbles were there first. So bad for you. Okay, boo hoo, whatever. Now, another interesting fact about the word soap, that it comes from the Latin word sapo. Now, my interpretation of this word is a bit weird. It's just sapo, but it has like Germanic or Celtic roots in language. Okay. Now, after this very interesting, a very enthusiastic monologue, we should just go to our next combatant.
Next compartment. So, whether or not to have hand soap in your home or workplace is a matter of hygiene, personal preference, and practicality. I can now share some reason why you might choose to have it at home or at work and other places you go. So, the first one is hygiene. Who would say that? And why is it? Because it helps to remove dirt, grime, and germs from your hands, of course, as well as reducing the risk of illness and the spread of infection. With that in hand comes effective cleaning, because it's designed in a way that breaks down and removes oils, grease, and contaminants from your skin. And that's why it's much more effective than water alone. Another interesting thing you maybe already noticed is it helps to eliminate unpleasant odors. Wow, right? Yeah. Then there is skin health. That means that hand soap helps moisturize and can help also prevent your skin from drying out, especially if you wash your hands frequently. With that being said, not all of them are made in the same way. So there are some which might actually dry your hands, and then you might see that you kind of feel that maybe you want to use some moisturizer. So depends what you have, you know which one you're using, or depending on what you feel. Then, if you have at home some guests and visitors, you probably have hand soap available in the bathroom or kitchen, which is considered and expected for good hygiene. Also, where else we can find hand soap? You can guess, and you guessed it right. Most public restrooms, restaurants, offices, and healthcare facilities, which maintain cleanliness and prevent the spread of any disease. If you're considering if you should or you should not have soap, it's a good question, and we can help you to decide. So there are individuals who prefer different methods, and they use hand sanitizers or natural substances like vinegar or baking soda instead. There are also people with skin sensitivities or allergies, and they may opt for soap free hand cleansers or natural alternatives to avoid skin irritation. Some individuals also choose to reduce their use of products packaged in plastic containers like liquid hand soap. They may then choose bar of soap or bulk refill stations instead. Then we have minimalist lifestyle people who choose to have fewer products in their home, and this can extend to personal care items like soap. Of course, there might be limitations, specifically in certain situations. For example, if you go camping or traveling to different areas and you know you're not going to have access to water or soap, or it's not practical really or feasible to carry hand soap. So, in those cases, alternative hygiene practices might be employed, like hand sanitizers and so on. So, now, do you use liquid soap or bar soap?
Well, I think I probably also have like bar soap, but we mostly use liquid soap, and I know the fragrance is something like the. I mean, this new liquid soap we have, the fragrance is most likely uh, something with honey because it really smells nice. I was like, what? This is not real. This is not happening. I was so confused that it smells so good, and I was feeling, well, there were many feelings that I felt when I first smelled it, but it smells so good. Oh my god.
So you were thinking about maybe try to taste it, or it wasn't that kind of nice?
Okay, let's be reasonable here. It's soap. We don't taste soap.
No, we don't, but there are some smells which can remind you certain things. Like in this case, you mentioned honey. So maybe it was that sweet, and you maybe felt like, okay, I'm wondering how that tastes. But I'm not going to try it, of course, but I'm just wondering.
Okay, now this question feels like it's very personal for you, so I'm gonna need to ask you here that if you ever tried to like consume soap.
No,
Okay.
I never tried.
Okay.
I only know that there were some of them, uh, which they really smelled like bubblegum. So instantly they reminded me of the taste of bubblegum, and because of the smell, I was like, maybe the taste, of course it would not be the same. Of course it's not. It's just
Yes.
they are so they're so clever they're so clever when they're making this stuff. So I don't know if it's safe actually for kids because they're not thinking that way as we do. So I think they should probably be more careful, or at least parents when they are buying these things.
Well, I mean, if they're gonna try it, then natural selection will have its way, probably. So,
Of course. Okay, guys, thank you for listening. We would love to know what do you think about this topic and which option you are using actually. And maybe also, mentioned what kind of smells you prefer, or if you just don't like soap to smell strong or sweet or something. Also, we would love you to share this topic with your friends so they also can find out maybe some interesting stuff we shared with you, and they can have some fun as well. So you can comment if you didn't already, subscribe so you will know about the new episode. And until next time, bye.